thank you for joining us. And we begin with matters ICC. With the disappearance of the ICC witness, Meshack Ebay, is still a mystery after DNA tests on a body thought to be his indicated otherwise, identifying it as that of Yusuf Hussein. Ebay's family is currently in a meeting in Tarbo discussing the way forward, and Meshack Ebay, who is at the family's home, now joins us by way of phone. Mercy, initially the family had positively identified this body as that of Ebay. How are they taking these new developments?
Yes, thank you very much. We are indeed currently at Kaptebe village in Tarbo, Uasin Gishu County, where a meeting between CID officials led by their lead investigator, John Kariuki, has just ended. They have briefed the family of the results. They gave them a phone call yesterday evening telling them that they'll be here. And this is what has just happened. They've been told that 99.9% accuracy of DNA results stated that that body at the MTRX, Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital morgue, belongs to one Matatu tout, Hussein Yusuf, and not that of their kin, Meshack Ebay. And what happened here since morning is that the family got a chance to raise questions to the CID, the 4 CID officers, and have at least some of them answered. Part of the questions that were raised were if indeed that results say that that's not Meshack Ebay, then where is the body of their kin and what is currently happening? Because they still maintain, we have talked to the mother of Meshack Ebay, the wife of Meshack Ebay, they maintain that they are certain that that is the body of their kin. In fact, in going ahead to tell us that they also have sent their own DNA samples to South Africa, and they had taken blood, bone marrow and tissue samples, and also samples from the wife, the child of Ebay, and the mother to South Africa. They were given 2 weeks. They're waiting for their own DNA results either today or tomorrow. And they had gone to court yesterday to get a court injunction to stop the family of Yusuf from taking the body and to bury it. So yes, they want some questions still answered. Still confusion here at Ebay's home. Way forward, from where I stand, I can see the family still sitting, deliberating what to do. They had initially planned for a burial, but that is clearly being cancelled. Yes, Ian?
Basi, you'd mentioned about a court injunction being acquired by Ebay's family. Do we know what reaction is coming from Yusuf's family?
Oh, yes. Concerning that, Yusuf's family are currently at the Moi Teaching and Referral, awaiting a go-ahead to pick the body of now Yusuf Hussein according to the DNA results, and taking him to be buried at Isili area within Eldoret town in Uasin Gishu County. With the court injunction, the family still maintains that the court should they had issued a court injunction to the Moi Teaching and Referral saying that no body should be released yet. But what we have talked with the lead investigator, John Kariuki, he says that, from their end, from where they see it as an investigative team, is that their results are 99.9% accurate. They briefed both families, and they've been given a go-ahead to release the body as per investigations. But they're saying that investigations now to moving forward in terms of where is Meshack Ebay, where is his body, if he is dead, if he is alive, where is he, has been launched. And also, just to note, the family has been given a verbal information of the results. They've been told if they need a written result of the DNA results, then they need to apply formally to Ndegwa Muhoro to get the written results. Ian?
Thank you very much, Meshack Ebay. She is following the latest developments just after a body DNA test on the body that had been identified as Meshack Ebay's indicated. Otherwise, of course, we shall have more in our subsequent bulletins. Let us just move on now. And the media owners will institute a legal challenge against the withdrawal of their frequencies and the temporary self-provincial license by the Communications Authority of Kenya. The media owners termed the move by the Communications Authority an affront to media freedom.
The announcement by the Communications Authority of Kenya came as a surprise, as the license and the frequencies had only been awarded to the media owners less than a month ago.
The authority has therefore decided to take the following administrative actions. 1, the withdrawal of the temporary authorization granted to the consortium by the 3 media houses under the consortium identified as African Digital Network. Subsequently, the authority shall repossess the frequency spectrum resources allocated to them with immediate effect.
The authority has accused the 3 media houses of running an advertisement that it says is misleading.
The CAK has had a predetermined position, and that position is to force the mainstream Kenyan media to be carried, or the signal of the mainstream Kenyan media to be distributed by one of 2 companies, either Signet, an affiliate of KBC and therefore government, or PANG, Pan-African Group, which is a Chinese group that also runs StarTimes. As media, we come from a very independent background, a background that values freedom of the press, a background that values press freedom. And we are saying there is nothing in our DNA that would allow us to be carried by either of those 2 channels. We are also saying that we would have wished for more honesty from the Communications Authority of Kenya. The CAK has done a major disservice to this country by emerging not as an independent arbitrator, but as a partisan defender of special interests.
Contrary to the claims by the Communications Authority of Kenya, there is only one channel that falls under the must-carry principle, and that is the public broadcaster KBC. A clarification in form of a letter signed by authorities Mutua Muthusi on behalf of the Director General stated that pay TV channels have been instructed that they must obtain consent to air material from the content providers.
This is a regulator where, because we are arguing with 2 foreign-owned pay television stations, the guy decides at the stroke of the pen to decide that he's going to write off our investment of over 40 billion shillings and doesn't give a damn. This is also a regulator who is saying that all the money we have now committed to import this set of boxes, to import the transmitters, to import the antenna, to import all the other things that are needed to set up the digital migration infrastructure, can go to waste. Why? Because you guys are fighting with 2 foreign-owned TV companies. And this guy is on the side of the foreigner. And they are locals. It really defies reason. And then, therefore, he says, you guys go home, because that is what this letter is saying. It means that you guys go home tomorrow.
Further, the media owner's set-top box will be superior in that it will come with free Wi-Fi, 3 GB, and also a credit facility payable in 12 months. The media owners expressed surprise at the authorities' concerted efforts to protect foreign pay TV channels at the expense of local businesses that provide free-to-air content. Instead, the Communications Authority of Kenya is seen to issue an unspoken threat, that is, toe the line or else. We have committed up to 1 billion shillings in this venture.
These are the issues that the 3 media houses are pointing out. They support digital migration, they want to migrate, but they are asking for that license which they've been given, which they now purport to cancel. They are asking for adequate frequencies. There are 52 digital sites in the country. 56, yes. And the 3 media houses are saying, give us 1 frequency at each of these sites so that we are able to broadcast nationally. Because you don't want to have a broadcasting house that is not reaching some of the counties in the 47 counties.
We are seeing the authoring of Chapter 2 of Digital Tyranny and Dictatorship by withdrawing licenses of these popular TV stations that control 70% of the viewership. We are sending a very wrong signal for the industry. 1, at least 600 journalists are going to lose their jobs, including those technical support staff who keep those stations alive. 2, we are going to deny Kenyans access to information. And 3, we are going to deny Kenyans, the very Kenyans who pay taxes, a platform in which they can express their views on how they are being governed. But we are saying here, we are prepared for the long haul. Nobody is going to work or wish away the work of the journalists who take time and risk their lives to go to Capedo to get content and air the same content without compensating journalists. It's totally unacceptable, and we are prepared to go up to Paris in the Intellectual Property Court to defend our rights.
The media owners are in the process of importing their set-top boxes, having just received the go-ahead from the Supreme Court last month. Of the authorized digital signal carriers, Chinese-owned Pang has 60% of the available frequencies under star times and can transmit across Kenya. Even government-owned Signet, which is KBC, has only 25.59%. Media owners have only been allocated 9.95% frequencies with limited site locations, which means they cannot transmit in all parts of the country.
Moving away from that now, and the health sector in Elgeyo-Marakwet County has received a major boost after the local administration issued them with 5 fully equipped modern ambulances worth 45.5 million shillings. The vehicles, which were flagged off by County Governor Alex Tolgos at Iten Town, are expected to bolster access to healthcare through provision of emergency medical assistance, treatment and transport of patients. Among the equipment fitted on the ambulance include two field oxygen cylinders with regulators, patient monitors, internal and ventilators system, portable patient beds, first aid box, hardboards for transporting patients with spinal injuries, spotlights and lamps for night evacuation, alongside several other medical appliances.
I believe that this will improve service delivery to our people, and I want to say that the requirements for ambulances, we wanted more ambulances, but due to financial constraints, as we know, our resources are little and we cannot be able to buy all the requirements that the people of Elgeyo-Marakwet need. But what we are going to do is we want to maximize the use of the 5 and other 7 which are already existing, so that we can ensure that all the entire county is covered.
Elsewhere, a father has been reunited with his 14-year-old son who was kidnapped at their family home in Juja Town on Monday. The boy, who was ambushed by 5 men, had been brought to Nairobi's Dandora estate, where the alleged kidnappers demanded for 3 million shillings from the boy's father. Their plans were, however, foiled when police caught up with them with a little help from the kidnapped boy. Timothy Otieno with that story.
At the Mungai family home, a father is relieved after his 14-year-old son Matthew returned home after a kidnapping incident which occurred Monday evening. The boy was returning home from school and found 5 heavily set men at the gate. According to the boy, the men lied to him that his father was waiting for him at a restaurant in Nairobi and that he had sent them to pick him up.
According to him, they went up to Parklands because he could see, he could read the, some signboards. And from there, they exchanged the driver, they exchanged everything, and some people also entered. And from there, I think he was blindfolded, because the next thing he saw is some signs in Dandora.
The family spent Monday night searching for young Matthew.
It was shock. He's the only brother I have. So, and he's my baby brother. So, it's expected to because now I can imagine how his state is if he's been hurt, if he's being treated nicely.
Received a call, and the person calling asked me, "How are you, Mr. Joroge? Do you have your son? Is your son home?" And then I told him, "No." "Are you looking for him?" Of course, I told him, "Yes." "Have you gone to police station?" Kamwambia sijaenda. I told him I've not gone. So he told me, "Don't try. Usijaribu hata kidogo kwenda police. Don't go, don't try. So I have your son here with me, and I want 3 million.
They reported the matter to the Ruiru police post.
Immediately we received the report. With the new technology, we managed to trail them.
The police arrested suspects to the crime who were lured into a trap Tuesday evening. The vehicle they were in has been impounded by the police. Timothy Otieno, KTN.
And welcome back to KTN Newsdesk. I'm Michael Karanja. Now, Telkom Kenya has been one of those mobile operators operating in Kenya for the last 7 years. And today I'm joined by Vincent Kamadra, who's the Chief Strategy and Marketing Officer at Telkom Kenya. Vincent, latest numbers are out. Telkom Kenya grew its market share by 9.2%. What's happening at Telkom Kenya and how are you managing to attain this kind of growth?
Yes, thank you, Michael. So yes, there's been a pretty good report for Orange. In fact, we have had a consistent growth in the last 5 quarters of our subscriber base and as a matter of fact, the market share. So we have beaten the market consistently since 5 quarters. And I think there are several factors explaining this growth. I think first of all, we have had our new Tujuane voice tariffs. Yeah. I think millions of Kenyans have now understood that it was cheaper to call the other network from Orange than from this same network. So it has driven a lot of acquisitions on our network. I think quality of network is always very important for Kenyans. It has been recognized as well. Dual SIM handset strategy is another point. Just to give you a fact, half of the phones sold in Kenya are multi-SIM, dual SIM, triple SIM. So we are driving on this trend.
And making sure that you're one of those SIM cards in those phones.
Yes, clearly, but we have a wide portfolio for that. Yeah. And last but not least, I think the 3G experience on Orange is recognized as being quick, fast, reliable, and we are expanding its reach.
To your network. And last year, capex in that whole field in infrastructure is about 2.5 billion shillings. Just looking at that, for operators, are we looking more for voice or are we looking for data as in terms of a point of growth?
Well, point of growth, but clearly, data is a growth area in the future. Yes. That's why last year, as you said, we have invested heavily. We have opened Eldoret and Nakuru, 2 big cities. This year, we are focusing on smaller towns. We are going to open 41 new towns to 3G within Q1 of this year. So this represents also, let's say, a substantial amount of investment. But the good thing is, as long as we open 3G technology, it also drives 2G revenue. And I'll give you an example. When we opened Kapsabet last year, we have tripled the revenue, both on voice and data, in a few months.
Yeah. And just looking at that whole point, a number of players in this whole space are either looking for either corporate clients or connectivity to the homes. When you look at that mix of data usage, are you more concerned about personal data use, or are you looking for more connectivity to the houses or to offices?
Yes, well, obviously you know that Telkom is an integrated operator, so we are operating on the 2 segments. But when you look at the size of the market, the personal consumption on smartphones represents millions and millions of customers. Yep. So clearly, let's say when you're looking for a quick growth, this is the priority segment for us today.
Yeah, and just looking at data, especially you, one of the few carriers that have unlimited data, but there have been concerns that perhaps Telkom Kenya is throttling that a bit, especially on the unlimited side. We've already seen a number of players actually limit the amount of data, especially on that unlimited bundle. Just looking at that throttling issue, is it something that is done, or how do you ensure that people are able to get seamless connectivity to data?
Yes, so all our unlimited offers have what we call a fair usage policy, yeah. Which means that until a certain threshold, you can enjoy the full speed of that our network can deliver. But then to make sure that all users enjoy the same speed altogether and that we don't have abuses, yeah. After a certain cap, you are not. Your connection still goes on, but at a reduced speed to give more space to the other customers. So that's what we are implementing, a fair usage policy, and all the details are available on our website.
All right. And just look at fair usage. Is it that if I come and I've taken perhaps 1 GB and I'm looking and I'm already done 800 in less than 2 hours, is that when I start getting throttled?
Well, probably not at 1 GB. In fact, yeah. Our thresholds are much higher than that. To give you an example, on the monthly unlimited offers, which is our hero offer, yeah. You need to reach 20 GB of data before having your speed starting to be reduced. So 20 GB means you have downloaded maybe 25 movies. You know, we are talking about significant usage.
All right. Just looking, I know I've pointed out to this, in terms of growth, you know, you're currently the third, according to the Q1 statistics, you're the third largest operator in this country. But what are some of the areas that you're looking for growth? Because you have about 2.6 million customers. Just looking for 2015, perhaps in the next 1 year, where do you see yourselves in terms of customer numbers, just to enable you to push both voice and data?
Yes. So in the latest report, we are slightly above 3 million customers. At the current rate of acquisitions, we think it's possible to add another million by the end of 2015. So today the trend is there. Our acquisitions have never been as fast as we speak.
Yep. So
we think that we have a winning strategy right now. Now the objective is to convince more and more customers to try our service, because usually once they try it, the level of satisfaction is high. So we continue to communicate to all Kenyans across the country and have them make it a try.
So by the end of 2015, where do you see Telkom Kenya?
Well, I think by the end of, for the time being, the financial forecasts are very encouraging. Yeah. And by the end of 2015, we should have made significant improvements. So really, in terms of operations, the situation is improving at a very fast pace.
All right, thank you very much. That has been Vincent Kamadro, who's the Chief Marketing and Strategy Officer at Telkom Kenya, shedding more light on what the company sees in terms of growth in 2015. Ian Wafula.
Do have yourself a lovely afternoon. My name is Ian Wafula.